Hello, hello, and welcome once again to the Walrus Plays Stardew Valley. We're now moving into week 2's weekend, and we're starting on Friday, the 12th of spring, and going to be pootling through a bit of Stardew today. Now, I will also admit I've got to make an apology because, of course, the video is a little bit later than I would have anticipated or liked. Unfortunately, one of my pet guinea pigs became quite ill and passed away, which has unfortunately taken up a lot of my time, as he was a very precious little boy to me. But I'm going to go back on to doing some more lovely Stardew Valley because that makes me happy. So tomorrow is the Egg Festival. So this is when I'm going to get the opportunity to purchase those darn strawberry seeds that I've been rambling on about for the last few videos. Now, I've got a lot of crops now, well, maybe not a huge amount, but I've got enough crops that it's actually becoming a bit of a pain to do all the watering, and it is making me think that I need to upgrade the watering can to a copper one as soon as I get enough copper. Of course, I think upgrading some of the other tools as well, because I've got the copper pickaxe. And copper axe is also quite useful, but at the same time, being able to water larger plots of land is probably going to be quite a useful and maybe more important thing for time saving, as in the same way I kind of want to build a well at the back of the house. I might stash it behind so you can't really see it, partly because it's not that I think it's particularly ugly, I just don't want to see it. I think it's probably the easy way of putting it. I might even put some silos behind the house, but we'll see. Now, as you can probably see, there are a lot of different crops just growing in my garden, and of course because I've put a lot of mixed seeds and some of the wild seeds, it is going to be a mixture of valuable crops and then some that's maybe not so. But hopefully that'll help me level up my farming, level up my foraging. That's the kind of the main aim at the moment. Just keep slugging through until I can get one of them to tier 5 where I get my first proper upgrade. Now, today I'm going to go and visit Robin as well. Oh, she's not open yet. Oh, 10 minutes. To get her to build me that first grain silo, which will actually allow me to start scything down those dratted bits of grass. And of course I've forgotten the blasted copper bars. Ugh, that's a fiddlesticks. Okay, right, so back to the farm we go, but let's just quickly poodle on through here. I know that I'm just looking around the general town at the moment as well, just see if there are any more forageables to grab. Let's double check what actually I need to deposit in the bundles that are in here. Now, I think I need to do the first spring foraging bundle to actually unlock the other items. So I'll pop this leek in here. I'll be able to get the other bits reasonably soon, I think. Construction bundle, I could probably dump the stone in here because I've got enough of it. So there we go. I'll just pop the stone in here as well. It's just the hardwood is the thing that I need. So the exotic one, that one might be feasible if I grab a cave carrot. What's a cave carrot? A deer. Words apparently are really blooming difficult today. Oh, the joys. It's a wonderful joy being able to record stuff and not really know what you're waffling on about. As you can possibly tell, I'm also sounding a bit sleepy at the moment. It's because I tend to do a lot of my recording later at night because I have noisy neighbours with small children who are quite loud, and it's quite difficult to deal with screaming children, and I'm sure nobody really wants to hear that on a lovely YouTube channel all about Stardew Valley and how lovely this game is. So anyway, because that's a conveniently weird tangent, as we wander back to the house, and oh yeah, no, I chopped down those trees, didn't I, earlier, with my sheer stupidity of cutting down the trees that are not on the farm. I mean, they'll regrow, but made a couple of very daft decisions in the last couple of videos, as you can probably guess. Now, I am going to quickly go grab some more stone. I need 99 more so I can actually build the silo. And I'm also going to need the copper. Unfortunately, I do not have 5 blasted copper. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, right. Looks like I am going on an exploration in the caves then. Because I need more copper. Wouldn't hurt to have some more. So I'm going to move the sword into position 1. Just force of habit. I like being able to switch very quickly between the axe and the pickaxe. Not the axe and the pickaxe, sorry, the sword and the pickaxe. It's a shame that the axe isn't as viable a weapon against the slimes and other miscellaneous creatures that live in the mines. But a rusty sword will do for now. Now, I think I got to floor 5 last time. I think I'll try and start there, but it might not hurt to see if I can get to at least floor 10, because I think there is a weapon upgrade on floor 10. I might be wrong, but I believe there is, so that I can use something that's not the rusty sword, because it is pretty terrible. You can't sell it as far as I'm aware. Well, maybe you can to the Adventurers Guild, but it's not really worth much, so there's no much point. So into the caves we head. Now, let's see where I can actually... Yep. Oh no, I actually already got to level 10. So maybe it's level 15 or 20. Either way, I'm going to start chipping away and smashing up some rocks, getting myself a copper, kind of just ignoring all the other rocks because it's just rock and it doesn't matter. Now, I am well aware that I'm only at 50% energy at the moment, so it's not going to be a particularly long jaunt down here, I don't think. Ooh, a creature. Ooh, go away. Horrible things. Evil diglets that just stare evilly and angrily at you. We have a weird antenna. Ah, another geode. That's quite useful, actually, because at least I can get Clint to smash that apart and potentially give me some freebie goodies. And that's the important thing, is random free thingies that I don't have to work for. Oh, bugs. Oh dear. Oh, come here. Oh, now, if memory serves, when it goes green like this, these horrible bugs are just going to constantly spawn at you. Oh blast, oh blast. I'm going to get out of here, because I don't think I've found a flight of stairs down yet, but maybe I can fight my way through. Oh, yeah, no, this isn't going well. Run away! Run away! Ah! Leave me alone, you horrible things. Ugh. Oh, flip heck. Come on. Ooh, that was close. Okay. So I'm going to throw that one out there and might need to be a little bit quicker going through the mine this time. So I'm going to go just smash up the copper. Just cut a couple of bugs up. Maybe not stick around for those. I'll just give him a slap. Leave me alone. Oh, no, he's come back for more. Go away. Horrible creature. Eating up my time and precious resources of wasting my energy. Oh, flipping out. The combat controls in this aren't exactly the most adept, but then again, it's a farming simulator game, not a low poly version of Skyrim, which, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm surprised that hasn't been released yet, because, well, you know, every couple of years, here's another version of Skyrim. Wait for it to be on your phone, so you can scream Fuss Rodar at it. Although I do know that that was a thing on the Kinect, which seemed weird, because I did try it, and screaming Fuss Rodar at my TV was definitely slower than just holding down the right shoulder button to shout at people. So yeah, it wasn't that good. It was an interesting idea, and I'm kind of glad that the Kinect sort of, well, we haven't seen anything really. I did see that there was a particularly good guitar training program with it, which I think would be quite clever, because I do play a little bit of guitar, play the piano much more proficiently, but that's because I've never really had any lessons or tried to learn for more than about 6 months at a time. I'm incredibly lazy, so it's very easy for me to get distracted. But, yeah. Again, useless ramble there about the Kinect. How terrible an idea it was. Not as bad as the iToy, I think. That one was an absolute travesty. But I think that was just to try and answer the Wii as a general thing. Ooh, quartz. Now, I do actually want some of that, so I'm going to throw away the sap, because that's so easy to get. But quartz I'm going to need because I'm going to want to turn it into refined quartz, which I can then use to make some of the nice pathways that I like. You know, you have your particular aesthetics that you feel pleased with. And I do feel pleased with things like the cobblestone, that's quite nice. And I want to have a nicely laid out, organised farm. Oh, and the stairs were down right at the beginning. That was clever of me. Oh, such a genius. Right, now. Ooh, I think there's a topaz. Don't be fiber, go away. So, if I get one more floor down, that will allow me to get... Oh, go away. I'm kind of glad that the parry mechanic is a thing, although I think that I tend to favour the galaxy hammer rather than the galaxy sword in the grand scheme of things, because parrying is all well and good, but hitting everybody in a radius around you is also very entertaining. Now, if I can find my way down, I will just get out of here very quickly. Nope, let's go this way, because my energy is getting very low. I know it's only 20 to 7, so it's not that late in the day in the game, but I do want to be able to get out of here before I run out of energy, which is rapidly occurring. Oh, I can see another topaz. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, risking it for a biscuit again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I haven't found the way down yet. I think I'll just cut this grass out of the way. Okay, so it looks like I'm just going to have to go back up, get out of here. The energy's just too low to continue, and I haven't got any food. If I had the backpack, that would be a little bit easier, because at least I could carry some food as well as having space for resources. Now, of course, tomorrow is going to be that Easter egg festival thing. So I'm going to be running around like a madman trying to find eggs. I forget what the prize is. I think it's a hat. But subsequent years gives you money. It's a shame they can't give you some money as well as the hat, because I'd like some extra cash money, thank you please. That would be helpful. So I'm just going to smelt up some of this copper, because that would be helpful. Put the stone away, put the copper away. The thing is, I don't need anything really in my inventory for tomorrow, because I can't really do anything with it. I think that's the big trade-off, is that there's not much that one can do with everything during the Egg Festival, because I believe that everybody's there and you can't really interact with them or even be introduced to them, I don't think. So it's a bit of a meh occasion, I guess. But, you know, it's nice that it's one of the sweet little festivals that the town does do, which is lovely. And there are quite a few of them, and it's nice that more of them were added as the game had been out for longer. Like, I remember when there was the winter festival, I believe, that where like it's all done on the seafront, and that one's really lovely because it's just very different. It's not something I'd seen before, and I was like, oh, this is just a bit odd. I've never seen this, so I was quite enamoured with that. Which potentially was a bit of a weird one. Right, I'm just going to quickly stick this in here as well. So I've got another 2 more bars that I can make. So it's definitely more than enough to do the silo. I could make a mayonnaise machine. I mean, I haven't got any chickens to make any mayonnaise with. Well, not the chicken, but the egg. But, you know, it's still valuable, I guess. I know I want to build a couple of coops. It's just going to be scaling out and seeing where I want to put things, because that's going to be the big thing, is actually figuring out where do I want to install stuff, where do I want things to go. I know there are some planning resource modules, so maybe I should probably have a look at those and see where I can figure out where I would actually like stuff. At the same time, if anyone actually knows, please do share it below, or if they have any ideas what I would they'd like me to put into the farm. That'd be cool to hear, because at the moment I'm just plotting away doing kind of whatever I feel like, more than anything. But I'm happy to try out different things more than anything. I've never really done like a particularly large orchard of fruiting trees. I think that might be quite a nice, pleasant thing to look at least. Although maybe not the most viably useful thing in the grand scheme of things, because of course it does take such a long time for the trees to grow, as well as that they only provide fruit for our season, so you're only going to get 28 of that item of fruit. Unless, of course, you put it in a greenhouse when they just do all year. So we've made a little bit of money. Hopefully that's enough to add a few more pouches of strawberry seeds, because that'll be nice. Now, one of the other advantages, of course, of the Egg Festival is that it means that it's the entire day just disappears really quickly. So it's going to rain all day tomorrow as well, which will be good, because that saves me time and effort. Now, I can see that some of the potatoes are ready to harvest, so I'm going to grab those. Now, I can't remember if you can sell to Pierre when he's doing his stalls, but if you can, that would be perfect, because then I can make a little bit of extra cash. Now, one of the things I haven't tried really with the potatoes is using them in any of the fermenter or the brewing keg thing. I believe there is actually a thing you can do with them. I mean, it would make sense, because you could make potato vodka, and you can make wine and beer, so why not vodka? And in the same way, I've got wheat, so I can make beer out of that, I think. So, yeah, things are there. It's a possibility. But we'll see. Now I'm just going to water this lot up, and I think the can's about to... Yeah, there it goes. So I'm going to quickly nip down to the river again and fill that up. Now, I've got my inventory reasonably full at the moment. It's not really the end of the world, because I only kind of want to buy one thing. So, yeah, I'm not really too worried about that. But the festival doesn't start for a couple of hours, so I've still got a little bit of time just to get everything prepared and ready. Although, one thing I think would be nice is if the day-night cycle actually was a little bit more reflective of like the winter, and actually that... Well, okay, no, that's me being a bit projecting on the fact that I live in the Northern Hemisphere, and I'm assuming that the spring and winter would be... and autumn would generally be darker in the mornings and stuff and things. And who knows, it could be an equatorial climate. Because I don't know anything about the world of Stardew Valley other than that it's got a farm and a city and some bosses and Pam, who is an interesting character, and I think we can probably leave it at that because she is definitely an interesting character. Anyway, so let's just see, is there anything else we can do while we wait for the festival to begin? Nope, not up here. Just looking for some more forageables, because that would be nice. Now, can I actually get into the town? No, that's helpful. Oh well, back to the farm for a little bit then. It's just a bit of time wasting at this point, I'm well aware. But is there anything else I can stash away or use or sell? Okay, now the festival's begun. Off we trot. Now, it's one of those things that, like, I've got a vague idea of where eggs will be, and I think they can be scattered randomly throughout the entire event, so... right, let's just get some strawberry seeds. Let's just buy all the ones we can. Okay, so I've got 19. I'm definitely going to save a couple of packets of seeds for when I've got the greenhouse, just because then I can get a constant harvest of them. But that's about it, really. It's just I'd rather have the ability to grow them. So, in the same way, I want to grab a few of the other spring plants from Pierre, as I've mentioned before. So, just have a quick chat with everyone. I just don't understand Demetrius. He's just odd. Like, I understand that you might find egg a strange thing to eat, but I don't think anyone else does. So, yeah? Who knows? He might just be very strange. Righty. So, in the egg hunt, we've got to find as many eggs as possible. I think we need to find more than 10 or 11 to be more, to win. Oh, I think I see one behind this tree over here. Okay, so, let's see if we can cut off Abigail as well. There's another two. There's one by the tree, one by the sewer itself. Let's grab that one, so that's 3. Now, else are they? Where else are they? Oh, no, that's a rubbish bin. Oh, is that another one hiding behind the rubbish bin? Oh, there's one hiding by the river. Excellent, so we've got 5. Just going to see if we can rush round and grab this one before Abigail finds it. Ha 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 ha. You can't get in my way. I'm invincible. I will have all the eggs. I see you. Oh, and another one. Excellent. Oh, and another. And, oh, I can't go through that blasted bunting. How dare they put eggs behind it that I can't reach? Ooh, I only got 9. I don't know if I'm going to get the grand prize of a hat. But we'll see. We'll see soon enough. Okay, so we've got lots of eggs, and I think it's funny that we get lumped in with the kids. I mean, I understand that some of the teenagers sort of participate in these events as well, but apparently we're young enough, so I guess we can't be older than about 19 or 20, can we? Is there a canonical age for Stardew? I don't even know. Well, I'm going to put the straw hat on. Kind of wish I had a big straw hat that I could just put on and look like a Wally, but I do not have one. But for now, I'm just going to plonk some things away, make a bug steak because that's disgusting, but, you know, it's vaguely useful for when I'm doing more mining, I guess. Ugh. Just the idea of a big old steak-o bug. Absolutely grim. At the same time, though, I don't know if I'd object hands down to eating insects, but it's maybe not my cup of tea. Probably be the most English way of describing it. Right, let's plonk a torch down so I can actually see what I'm doing over here. That's going to be something else I kind of need, is some more lighting around here. Well, at least tomorrow morning I will be able to go and see Robin with my now finally obtained 5 bits of copper bars and get her to make myself a silo, which would be nice, because then finally I can cut down all this blasted grass. However, I am going to just plant the last of these strawberry seeds. I've only got 9 more, so that's not really the end of the world. And what I will do is I will hold 1 or 2 of the fruits back so I can stick them in a seed maker, a fruit maker, hodoi. But I'm going to use my vast quantities of fertilizer that I've obtained from tree sap. It's not really what I would have expected to find in fertilizer, I will definitely admit. 2 bits of tree sap. And I know that some of the more advanced ones have got like fish and such, which I think is a bit more vaguely relevant. I personally do genuinely have a bit of a black thumb. I'm not very good with plants, which sucks, because I do like the look of flowering plants, and I've got some very low maintenance plants in my gardens. Just got lots of daffodils that have been coming in, being that it is spring when I'm recording this, so that'll be quite pleasant to see. So we've got another 1,200 for the potatoes, which is lovely. Okay, what? Oh, the Queen of Sauce has a new recipe for us. Oh, cabbage. I do like cabbage, and I do like coleslaw. The trouble is, like, when I watch these, like, back after the recordings, I'm like, ooh, do I feel like eating something like that? Oh, yeah, I kind of do. Which is just me being an absolute wally, but oh well. So it doesn't look like any of the crops are ready yet, and I can't go to Robin for another 3 hours, so I might as well just fill this up for now. Well, I've got all those things. Probably should grab the pickaxe, because my plan for the day is there's not really much gardening or farming that I can do today. Is just gonna organise myself, cut down some trees, do a little bit of fishing, do some mining, keeping it open for myself, give me the opportunities to kind of do what I feel like. But it is probably going to end up as more of a mining day, because I've got some copper bars, but I know I'm going to need more. I think I've still got another 4 tools to upgrade, so that's a minimum of 20 copper that I need, and then I'm going to need lots more copper for the sprinklers and just lots and lots of stuff that I'm going to need. Let's try fishing in the little river that we've got here. See what we catch. Oh wow, green algae, lovely. Because that's exactly what I want to catch. I think you can turn bug meat itself into bait. Oh my goodness, I'm so not used to how tiny the bar is right at the early game when you've got like the basic rod and you've got no fishing skill whatsoever. Oh my goodness, I've forgotten how actually difficult it is sometimes. And we've now got the lovely tedious bit of just waiting. Come on. Come on, fishy. Oh man, yeah. Joja Cola. The glorious tasty beverage you can find in the river or in the trash. Woo! Imagine the adverts for that. Just being like, drink Joja Cola. You're more likely to find it in the trash or in the river than you are on the shelves. Yeah. As you can tell, my dislike of Joja is quite intense. But then again, I think it's it hits that nice nostalgia of the no, keep the farming community lovely and everyone happy, except for the weird corporation. Go away, you suck. I do need to do a playthrough where I just pander to Joja and just give them lots of money to do everything, because I guess it's quicker in some ways than doing everything. But yeah, I don't like him. I think that's really what it boils down to. I don't like him, and I don't like the head of the regional head of Joja, Maurice. I think just don't like him. There's something about his face, because you know that's just like I looked at him, play a character and go, nah, don't like you. You look like a nasty, mean person. Yeah. But then again, it's game design for you. They can cleverly design a character to make you just go, yep, nope, no, I don't like you. No, go away. Right, so let's organise the tools and equipment again. So I've got my 10 clay, I've got my 5 copper, I've got my 100 stone. That is what I need to build the blasted grain silo. Now my plan is to build it up by the water bowl for Toffee. And then Toffee will be able to be fussed repeatedly when I go to deposit extra grass in there, or hay if I purchase it from Marnie. Ooh, come here, worms. Ooh, a book. A little bit concerned about underground, like under the soil books that are going back in the library. There must be some restoration on that one. Indeed, I am soaked, but oh well, I'll live. No, that's the one we want. Right, now where are we going to plonk this? Let's stick that up here, because I know that that little statue that I'm putting it next to is the teleportation doohickey. So I don't really want to block that off. I don't actually use the teleportation mechanics very much in this. I think it might be something I need to try a bit more, particularly if I'm in places like Skull Cavern, or if I'm just roaming too far, just because being able to teleport back to the farm as a whoops, it's a bit like, probably wouldn't hurt more than anything. But, yeah. No, I've got the leek just for the time being because it's a bit of extra energy just in case. I'm just going to pickaxe my way through all the copper and see if I can open up a bit more in the way of the elevators, because I do want to be able to travel around a bit quicker. Because as soon as I start hitting iron, then I'm going to be quite excited, because the iron is going to be really useful, because that'll allow me to finally remove those blasted big logs out of the way, I think. And also being able to remove the large rocks like that one to my left, and being able to clear those out will just make my life easier, because it'll just clear out the farm, and I don't think they have the ability to respawn unless you're in the woodlands forest biome for Stardew, I think. But yeah, as you can tell, I really have no idea. Right, go away, slimy. Slimeless. Yeah, go away. Ah! Yeah. Oh. I was hoping I'd be able to block it, but no, failed miserably at that one. Yeah, have a stabbing. Because, you know, you come to do some deep mine spelunking with a rusty sword to stab a slime. Yeah. That's how it goes. Don't know if you knew that, but it does. Right, use some more coal in that one, which I totally didn't even select. That was stupid. Oh well. I think those floors are actually fixed, so if I really desperately need some coal, I can come back for 12. I'm sure I'll live. Go away. Yes. be blocked, you horrible bug of horrible bugness. Go away. As you can tell, I'm thoroughly enamored with all the enemies that are constantly jumping me and causing me to slow down. But we've still got plenty of time. It's only 1:20 in the day. The energy's still reasonable. The backpack's getting pretty full, I will admit, but that's just kind of a given because I'm smashing stuff up. And again, I am going to need to sink 2,000 into the upgraded backpack. Now, I think that's actually going to be my next major purchase, is actually upgrading the backpack. Well, it's either the backpack or the axe, because upgrading the tools is a general good idea. But being able to upgrade the backpack to store more stuff will be generally useful in the long run, for sort of exploration. We'll just see if as soon as I can get like a good 4,000, then I should be alright. But that's going to be the main thing. After that, though, again, if I upgrade the axe, but I think I've said, as I said, I think I kind of should upgrade the watering can, just because it'll save me some hassle and it'll make my life a bit easier. Just larger areas of saturation, which is kind of more useful. Now, let's get rid of that fibre. I don't want that. Oh yeah, of course you can now upgrade the trash cans, can't you? I say now, but it's been that long since I played Stardew, other than these sorts of like basic videos that I'm sort of trying out now, that I have totally forgotten that things are happening. Oh, go away, horrible stone crab thing that lives in a mine away from water. Oh yeah, actually no, coconut crabs don't really do water, do they? Big terrifying carnivorous horribles that freak me out. And having seen them tear apart a guy's golf club recently, that made me laugh. Mostly because I don't really understand golf, other than that it's an expensive hobby. So I was like, oh no, that's... I mean, schadenfreude, taking joy in somebody else's suffering, but also not really understanding anything about it. So, I mean, yes, it definitely sucks. Losing a bit of your gaming equipment to a coconut crab, of all terrifying things. But still just don't understand it. But that's just me. Okay, so we're getting lots more of the bugs now, which might be quite useful because I could probably turn their meat into some form of tasty snack. Let's get rid of that. Because the mixed seeds are actually kind of useful because they'll grow into any of that season's crop. So it's useful stuff, I guess. There's another bug. Let's give it some stabbing. Yeah, have a good stab. Go away, slime. There's a lot of, well, not that many, but there's more than I would have anticipated in the way of random deposits. Is that rice? I think that is. Again, rice was a new thing for me when I came back. I'm going, I don't remember rice being a thing. Ooh. But I could have sworn it might just actually have been in there for longer than I expected and just hadn't actually bothered to pay attention enough to get some. But I think it's got a weird mechanic because growing faster when it's near water makes perfect sense for the actual plant, but it's still unusual, I think. Because I can't think of anything else that has a mechanic that is akin to that, like grows faster next to X or near this crop or something. Because then that would be quite an interesting dynamic, actually having something that grows faster when it's near a certain other crop. Like with beans being able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere. Maybe some plants would grow quicker in the proximity of beans. I don't actually know. I mean, it's certainly a possibility. Again, I don't really know that much about plants, other than that I'm very bad at looking after them. And that some I think are quite pretty. Quite fond of the crab apple tree that I have in my garden, because it's beautiful pink crab apples towards the end of the year. It's absolutely beautiful. And if I wanted to try it, I could make jam out of it. Never given jam making a try, but you know, people have tried some strange things during the COVID lockdown, so goodness gracious. Yeah, you could definitely have tried odd, interesting new hobbies. mean, I got into this for crying out loud. Right, get stabbed. Go away. So yeah, there's lots of odd, interesting little hobbies that are sort of like loosely related to the whole farming side of things. And actually I kind of find some of them really interesting, like the idea of distilling your own wines and fermenting beers and homemade stuff, because I know my parents did it when they were my age, probably a bit younger actually. I think they did it when they were at university. Teachers in training getting drunk on their own homemade horrific. Goodness knows. I can't say much. I wasn't exactly a very good student when I was younger, so it's just a funny little idea, because I've got one of their fermenting jars actually underneath my feet. I use it as a coin storage jar full of pennies. Someday I'll take that to the bank. But I think that they're like doing that and actually making your own interesting wines and beer and other stuff from stuff that you've made and you've grown. I think that's why I really appreciated being introduced to beekeeping, because having an idea about actually how to look after a beehive, looking out for the varroa mites and all sorts of little horrible critters like that was really interesting. I mean, I know I didn't get as involved as I probably could have done with doing the whole thing, but it was interesting because it taught me a lot about an activity that's really nice and rewarding, because you're helping with keeping bees around, which is nice. And in the same way, that's why I've got lots of wild bee habitats in my gardens. I like being able to keep an eye out, and I love seeing bumblebees. Now what I've just realised is I could zoom out a little bit. There we go. Now I can actually see better. I thought the screen was awfully close in. That's much better. I can see so much more now. Can't believe it took me 14 in-game days to realise that I could do that. It's one of those, oh yeah, I can do this. Duh. Right, well, there we go. We've got a new sword now. I'm going to just plonk the rusty one in. No, I can't chuck it in the chest. Fine. In the bin it goes. Bye. Okay, right, so we've now got to floor 20. Now, I know I can fish in here, which is quite nice. But I am just going to smash up a few more rocks. Get a little bit more quartz. That's nice. A little bit more copper. So we've got quite a chunk of it, actually. So that's quite a nice, good stock. And we've still got a bit more energy. Let's go down and see if we can get a bit more. It'll be nice to get as much copper as physically possible, because then I could make another couple of furnaces potentially, and that will be really helpful to me in this. Having more furnaces, increasing the smelting efficiency, and just generally making life a bit more organised. Because that's kind of what I want, is just being able to be more prepared, more organised, just have everything ready to go, and actually keep things efficient, rather than just slapdashly slapping everything down like I kind of have been at the moment, because general efficiency probably doesn't hurt. Now I think Robin can move structures as well around the farm, so if I do put something down in a really dumb place, not the end of the world. Uh-oh, that one's mutating, or not mutating, pupating. There we go, there's a ting in it somewhere. Okay, well let's just give these a good stabbing. I wonder if this will help me increase my combat rank. That might be quite useful, because I think that actually means it's you do a bit more damage. Oh, it's 12 AM. Let's just leave the mine, get out, just to make sure we get back to the farm, because I don't want to have to pay money to Joja because I collapsed outside in some distance from the farm. I think if you're married, your spouse drags you inside going, you muppet. Look at you, wandering around outside at stupid o'clock in the morning. As I'm sure most spouses would be if you are stupid enough to be wandering around your own farm at 2 AM and then passing out because you're exhausted. Oh well. Righty. Now I'm going to stick some of the copper in there. And I think I need to make one of the workbenches, don't I? Because that allows me to access nearby chests, if memory serves. That could be useful. Quite interesting and useful. Okay, so we've got amethysts, topazes, geodes. Okay, we've also got 2 rice. Okay, so that could be interesting. Well, let's make a couple of these now. There we go. So that's just going to speed the whole thing up. I know I'm blocking off that little corner there for the time being, but these aren't going to stay here for long. Eventually, my plan is to put them inside of another structure, because I'm going to build like those storage barns to keep everything stored and organised. Because that's kind of my main aim, is just, as I said, organisation is key in these bits. However, we are very much coming to the end of here now, so I'm going to call it there for the night. And also got some improvements on the mining, which is lovely. Haven't really earned much, as in anything today. But thank you again for tuning in to the Walrus Plays, and hopefully I'll catch you again on the next one.